Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to be talking about a new Amazon Prime release, One Night in Miami. Before we begin, let me know in the comments if you were looking forward to this, or what your thoughts were if you've seen it already. And make sure to give this a thumbs up if you like these reviews, because it helps me out immensely if you do that. Also, if you're new here and you like movies, please consider hitting that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with reviews of new releases and some classics. But now, let's jump right into it. This is a fictional account of one incredible night where icons Muhammad Ali, Malcolm X, Sam Cooke, and Jim Brown gathered discussing their roles in the civil rights movement and cultural upheaval of the 1960s. This had a limited theatrical release Christmas Day before hitting Amazon Prime today, and it's based on the play of the same name by Kemp Powers, who also wrote the screenplay for this, plus it's the directorial debut of Regina King, and after seeing this, I'm already looking forward to whatever she does next. The film primarily takes place in one hotel room, centered on the four men primarily arguing with each other. Though it's not because they dislike each other or anything like that, because all four were friends in real life, but they all had pretty substantial roles in the changing times of the 1960s, though they all have very different approaches to what they feel is the right path. While they regularly acknowledge each other's points of wanting to do something meaningful, they all have staunchly different worldviews, which leads them to totally different assessments about the time, which is a major point of contention throughout the film. Though if there's one thing that can be said about all of their worldviews, it's how a lot of what's said throughout this movie can be applied to today, which will really allow this film to resonate with viewers. Though it's incredibly heartbreaking at the same time to hear certain things said and be able to draw direct parallels to events going on today, and it can feel a bit depressing at times. But King still manages to give the film a sense of hope as they discuss what they can look forward to, and it can be incredibly energetic, even though at times it feels very much like a stage play, which is something that doesn't always translate well to film. King still consistently has everyone moving around, and she has the camera constantly moving with them, and it gives the nearly 2-hour movie a somewhat fast-paced feel. And the passionate delivery by all four of our main cast members is excellent. I'm not familiar with either Kingsley Ben-Adir or Eli Goree, who play Malcolm X and Cassius Clay respectively, prior to this film. However, I thought they were both excellent, with Ben-Adir especially giving an electrifying performance, and Aldis Hodge as Jim Brown was top-notch as well, with him always being a consistently reliable actor. Though I found Leslie Odom Jr. as Sam Cooke to be by far my favorite of the four. I'd say his relationship to the other three men is the most adversarial, or should I say, he gets into the most disagreements with the rest of them collectively, and he really shines in those moments as he reflects on his relationship to the world as a whole, with some great moments of passion, as he really wants to leave some sort of impact with his music. There's one scene in particular that I found to be truly heartbreaking, where Malcolm X puts on a Bob Dylan song and makes a comparison between him and Cooke, which strikes a nerve with him. And there's always an underlying sense of tension throughout the film, as the night ranges from mild disagreements to moments of borderline fistfights. And what adds to it is a bodyguard played by Lance Reddick, who's hired to watch over Malcolm X in particular, and will repeatedly poke his head in and interject, and sometimes at the absolute wrong times. But it was a nice touch that added to the film's raw energy. I'd say once we get to all four men in the hotel room is where this really takes off and has you hooked in. And that's almost about 40 minutes into the movie. The first act is mostly just a few long extended sequences of what's going on with each of them in their own personal lives prior to them meeting up, and this captures the mood of the time well for the most part. There's a moment where Jim Brown meets up with a man played by Beau Bridges that left me absolutely floored by the end. But that one aside, I'd say these sequences as a whole aren't totally as interesting as when we get to the hotel room stuff. They're not bad. It's mainly just setup though, and an attempt to flesh out these characters, which I appreciated, but I'd say as a whole, it isn't until they all meet up when it gets very good. Though I will say, we do get some musical sequence throughout the film with Leslie Odom Jr., and those were absolutely delightful. His voice is truly something to behold. I didn't realize what a true talent he was until I saw Hamilton last year, but we do get a few sequences where we get to see him in action, and even if we didn't exactly need all of these moments, you won't care as the music's so catchy and Odom's voice will have you hooked. Overall, this was a wonderful film and one with a powerful message, drawing parallels between the 60s to the modern day. It's expertly directed by Regina King in an excellent directorial debut and brilliantly written by Kemp Powers. But at the center of all this are four standout performances from Kingsley Ben-Adir, Eli Gorey, Aldous Hodge, and Leslie Odom Jr., all of whom are absolutely mesmerizing. It's on Amazon Prime now, and if you can, definitely check it out. One Night in Miami gets an 8.5 out of 10. So let me know, did you see One Night in Miami, or are you planning to see it, and what were your thoughts? Did you like the story? Have you seen the play? And what movie based on a play do you like the best? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it, and for more movie reviews and film discussion, please make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay updated. Thanks for watching everyone, and I'll catch you next time.